live, and my mom is
Well,
calling. So,
yeah, that's what we do.
all
Is
right,
she on? Is she? How's mom?
she's good. She's
Yeah.
good. I mean,
What's
she's
mom looking
calling.
to do?
I don't know. She's calling for some reason. I'm not quite sure why she's calling. Um,
Because the show's about to start, and she needs to get in here because she wants to know what the heck a third world country is. Because she's probably pretty sure she's been using it the wrong way, like all you other people out there.
well, there are some people out there who are not high on the intelligence spectrum.
Nope, they'd missed that episode, and they know how to improve their intelligence. All you have to do is watch the Omie-D Learns Intelligence to find out how to get yourself smarter.
Yeah, it's all on our YouTube channel, which I should probably do a banner. But why? Because it's like the ODL experience. That's where it is. It's right
Hmm.
there. That's all you have to do is go there, and you can see all of our great episodes, including this one, which is about what a third world country is. Right?
You about to learn.
Let's do this.
Them bonus beats.
Oh man, it's Thursday.
It is so. It's the most Thursday I've had in a long time.
Since last Thursday.
Yeah, can you define a Thursday? What does Thursday mean anyway?
Uh, time is an illusion. Yeah, time
Tom?
doesn't exist.
Who's
Time.
Tom?
Tom.
Tom doesn't
Tom
exist?
Tom doesn't exist and time doesn't exist, and the shot clock is an illusion.
Yeah, I got no shot clock because if I miss this free throw, I'm going to start it all over. The world championship is back again on the line, and I'm going to make my free throw next.
Bottom of the ninth, 3 outs. Oh, you're
Swing and
already
a
there.
miss. Nope, nope, nope,
Nope,
nope,
nope,
nope,
nope,
nope.
nope,
It is
nope,
yet
nope. Yeah.
again the bottom of the
Bottom
ninth.
of the ninth, 2 outs.
2 outs.
3 balls.
Because
Two
it's
strikes.
my Tom.
Yeah, to shine. Okay,
My Tom.
I'm
Don't
here.
mess with my Tom.
I'm here to shine.
Man, I got 2 crazy packages on my doorstep today.
Oh,
I
what
did
were
not
they?
order them.
Oh, that
I
happened to me
got
one time.
I
Okay,
need to know more. Am I being scammed?
me or by the packages?
The packages I got a very expensive iPad
Oh, but it was.
addressed to me.
Oh,
I looked it up. Nothing on my credit card. I'm just waiting for somebody to be like, we, Mr. Morrill, we accidentally sent this to you and charged your card. Please send it back to this random address in Utah. I'm like, okay. Would you
okay.
like me to send some cash with that?
Yeah,
I don't know.
please, please. Sorry,
It's
that was
crazy.
we. I was drinking. So so the other gift was, I'm assuming, like a tiger or like
Yeah, I got a tiger
Ferrari.
in the mail. Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
Here, kitty, kitty.
Yep. No, it was a book on instructional design, which might go with the iPad so that I
iPad.
can use it for instructional design. But
Mm.
I am not the it was a how-to book.
I
Very
think
strange.
somebody might have been looking for something to go to school, and you might have just took their whole, like, Full Sail University package.
Yeah, but Jeff Bezos sent it to me. I don't
Then
know.
it's yours, dog. You get to keep that shit.
It's some first world problems, right?
That's what. Look.
But
So
what does
one
that mean?
what first world problems?
Yeah, what does that mean? You don't
That
know?
means this means that my beer is not cold enough because I just opened it.
So that's a first world problem?
I believe so.
Because we hear that term all the time and we go, oh, first world problems, But I mean, you don't even know what first world is, do you?
That would be the first dimension,
The first dimension.
the first
Um,
universe. It's wherever Loki started at. Like, this is
okay. So
time
those
varying
the
authority.
problems he has. Yeah.
Yeah, wherever the branch is cut, and then that's, if you didn't know, Kang the Conqueror at the end of time, where the Citadel was, that's where That's where the first world.
So that's the first world. All right. So
Yeah.
then what's the second world according to Omie-D?
Hey, when you call me that, it's so funny. Second world would be uh, smart toilets. I have no idea.
Yes, we
Smart toilets.
own
Yes,
the second world.
that's it.
No, but
We are
okay. So
number.
what is first? Because you got to define what a first world is and a second world is. If you have any clue what a third world is.
I have no clue. I
No,
have
but
no.
how often do you call something a third world country?
Uh,
I don't
I
need
don't
like a
ever.
specific answer.
I
I'm
don't
not asking
ever
for like
like call another country like, oh, that's a third
name
world
one.
country.
Name one third world country.
Now you put me on the spot. What's the one with the pirates?
That's the one.
I
You
am your
got it.
captain.
Named
I
it.
am your captain. Um,
Sure. Somalia.
Somalia? Yeah. Hey, Somalia, third world country.
Hmm.
Da-da-da.
I'd have to look up that one. I don't think it's going to be. It might be. There's some countries in there that align with first or second world that were providences in the African continent that align with first and second. So what's the first world and what's second world? Do you have any
Okay.
clue?
I have no effing clue.
Cool.
In case the kids
Well,
are
we
watching.
going to learn today.
Oh yeah.
So it's the term third world country is the same as a lot of terms that at one point in time it meant something. It was very specific, just like
Hmm.
first world, second world is very specific because you can't have third world unless you know what first and second are. But there's a lot of terms that we've had through our language, every language, that the generation that put it out, it was commonplace. Everybody knew what it was. And then over time, over generations, it turns into a different meaning that we just accept. And we're just like, oh, first world problems. Oh, third
Mm.
world. But nobody ever talks about the second world because we don't even know what first and third world are.
Arkansas,
That's
Alabama.
that might
Oh,
be like fourth and fifth.
okay,
Yeah.
I
I
was
don't
giving
even know
it.
if they got numbers.
I
It's
was,
it's like this family tree
I was giving it a
thing.
shot. I thought
I
that'd
don't
be
know.
second world. Okay, I was wrong.
So in the
That's
world
all
of
right.
Omie-D learns from Captain More or Less, I've got to go through
Yes,
some things that align to this education on
let's
what
do
third
this.
world is.
Let's
So
do
let's
this.
talk about some other terms and see if you know what they are. Have you ever heard the term butter you up? I'm gonna butter you up.
Oh
Go
yeah,
go butter him up.
yeah. That means you're gonna go and do something sweet that that person likes, and get them all in a good mood, so you can just
Gain
prison
their
shank them.
favor. Yeah, you're like, oh, I need them
Maybe
to
not
like me.
prison
I need
shank
them
them.
to love me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did it come
Um,
from? What does it mean?
uh, it means to lay in butter and roll around and get butter, and then
So
people would
you're
be excited.
saying
I don't know.
at some point in the past, people were like, "All right, my courtship for Omie-D is going to be this butter patch, and we're going to lay in it, and he's going to fall in love with me."
Yeah, yeah. Or there's like a butter bath, and like you get bathed in butter, and like,
Why?
but
Why would people do that?
because
That's
it's good.
that's what
It's
you think of.
because it's good
That's
for your skin. It can be good for your skin. It's moisturizer. You know, right? Yeah. She gets it.
so
She
hot.
gets it. Some
Oh,
butter,
oh.
butter bath. What's up? Mm.
This is
See,
this is like corn on the cob. Like,
it's like
get
look
out of
at
here.
you. It's like, oh, my skin is so moisturized, girl.
So,
You smell like.
this was a religious act in ancient India, and
Hmm.
believers would throw balls of butter at statues of the gods to seek favor or forgiveness, whatever it was. So, the more butter you put on these statues, the more likely you are going to gain forgiveness or favor if you were, praying for something. So, it was
Ooh.
literally buttering up the gods so that they would give you favor.
Nah, because you probably fucked up a lot this week.
I mean, possibly.
But I mean, were they buttering them up so their skin would be moist or something in the other life? I
Yeah,
mean,
that's probably a ulterior motive. Yeah.
that's it. I was just saying. I'm sure they had very soft. They had very soft hands. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'd have to. Yeah, I'm gonna butter you up.
Oh, butter you up. Uh-oh.
All right. What's it
Speaking of
mean?
hands,
Caught
caught
red-handed.
red-handed. That means you got caught with your hand. You got caught physically doing something, like your hand is in the cookie jar
Yep.
and you have done it, because the red hand is like you're bloody from murdering a bunch of younglings from Order 66 in Star Wars.
Calm
And
down, Anakin.
sorry, sorry, a little excited. And now you have the blood of the Jedi children on your hands, and so it's like, look at that. And then you have like, you don't know me, and you're like, I have the higher ground, and he's like, and I'm sorry. Anyway, Star Wars. Go ahead.
Don't be sorry. I'm going to let you go.
Hmm.
That's right. But that's absolutely true. That's what it means to get caught red-handed. So you know what it is, but you're right about the blood on your hands. Whose blood was it? Where did this come from?
Whose blood was it, R2? King George.
King, survey says.
Uh
So in Old English law, it
oh.
was any person to be punished for butchering an animal that wasn't their own. The only way that they could be tried and convicted was if they had been caught with that animal's blood still on their hands.
How did they know?
If there was an animal dead, whoever had blood on their hands from the butchering of the animal was guilty.
But what if I butchered an animal that same day and they were like the black guy?
I'm pretty sure they did that.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
cool. It's
Oh,
so
look,
cool.
Omie-D's butchering his cow. Why don't you butcher that sheep and then accuse him of butchering your sheep? We got this. Turn that camera off.
There you go. It's third world country.
You can't. So you don't even know what a third. So a third world country is where you blame Omie-D for a crime he didn't commit. Is that what you're saying? That happens in a third world country?
Apparently in the first world country, because it's America. Living in America.
Wait, why am I
Huh.
dancing to that? It's terrible. All right.
Mm,
I know you got this one. Barking up the wrong tree. What does
yeah.
that mean?
That means the dog is looking for something up that tree and it's actually in another tree. So you don't really know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a false lead. So not only do you have the current definition correct, that's also the origin of it. It's about hunting dogs, and the dogs are barking up the wrong tree, which is misleading. So you're barking up the wrong tree.
I'm a
Absolutely.
hound dog. There's that movie. Fox in the
Is
house.
that Elvis?
I'm a hound
Is
dog.
that an Elvis song? I don't know. I don't listen to that music.
I don't listen to secular music. I don't even know what that means.
It doesn't matter. One day I'll
Nope.
explain it to you.
Good.
I'd have to look it up first. Breaking the ice. You know this one.
Oh, yeah. Ralph Wiggum was good at that. He was like, so do you like stuff? Like, that's it. Like you're trying to open up the conversation between someone that she's like,
Do you like engaging in conversation?
I
I
love
like engaging in conversation.
Are you breaking the ice?
Yeah, that's my best line.
That's it. That's your best line, how you break
I
the
should stay
ice?
married, right?
Well, is that the one you use to get your wife?
It worked once. That's the only. Yep. I like
Wow.
interstellar conversations.
Wow.
Who knew? Nobody had ever said that to her before.
I wonder what my icebreaker was. It's probably something about Star Wars or Marvel or something. Know what I mean?
So where did it come from? So we know what it means to break the ice, and we talk about it as if it's a conversation initiation. So it's to initiate a conversation, to start a conversation, to break the ice.
Oh,
But why do we
because
call it that?
if you're on an iceberg and you break the ice and you got to float off by yourself, you might as well start talking because you ain't got shit to do till you find somewhere to land.
Yep, that's right.
Oh, are you kidding? No.
Yeah, there's no way. Yeah.
Damn.
So back in earlier times, when trade via ship was far more prevalent and much more of a political affair, at
Mhm.
times these ships going from one country or one region to another would get stuck, especially during the winter, because of ice formations. Because we didn't have everything in the ports that we do now.
Yeah.
The receiving country
Mhm.
would send out small ships to break the ice and clear a way for the trade ships. And it was for, countries that they wanted to trade with. So the gesture showed an affiliation and an understanding between the two different territories. So it was literally, let me break this ice so that you can come over here and trade with us.
And get this money and break this ice, man.
Also true.
I was man, I was way off. They didn't have that for the Titanic, so they must have been on.
No, no, no.
Apparently, there was no trade with England over
Yeah,
here going down.
yeah. All right,
Oh,
third
look!
wheel.
Ooh, look
What's
at
a
that,
third wheel?
man. So that's actually what's on the back of that bike right there. That's
I'm
spinning
kind of giving it
like that
away on
thing.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just an extra something. It really has no purpose unless somebody bails out. But it's just awkward.
Sure. How do we use it common day?
It's like, oh, like you know, you and your wife invite me to go to like dinner and a movie, and I'm like, I don't want to be a third wheel. Like the
Oh no,
person is
I'd be
like,
the third wheel. What are you talking about?
who's it? But I don't want to cause the third wheel situation to come up. It's just awkward. So y'all go have a good time. I'll just sit over here, be a regular wheel, wait for another person to come so we can make a bike and do our thing, and then we can have two bikes.
Sure, because it's not talking about like a tricycle where the three wheels work together. It's talking about a third wheel, or in a car, you've got that fifth wheel, which is your
Yeah.
spare tire that you typically don't use. It's not relied on. And when you have to use it, it's not the best. So that's absolutely what it is the third wheel is referring to a spare tire on a bike, or a fifth wheel, like in a car, because it's a spare tire. So that gets me immediately into okay, so what then is a third world country?
What is a third world country? So, just in case you didn't know, I'm just trying to hip you to some culture here. These are what you call fifth wheels.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, from the H town.
Hmm.
That look right there. That's the fifth wheel.
That's a
So,
nice fifth
yeah,
wheel,
yeah,
and
yeah,
somebody's really jazzed it up.
yeah, yeah. I
Still
don't
the
think,
fifth wheel,
yeah, yeah. I don't know if the term is jazzed it up, but you nailed
as long as
it.
it's not smooth jazzed it up.
Yeah, no, you don't want to Kenny G that.
All right, so let's get back to the main topic. What is a third world country? How do we use it?
We want to describe a country that is poor and doesn't have fast internet or any internet and
It's
no malls.
which would be incorrect, but that's what we do now. We call
Mhm.
things third world countries when it's just poor, and we're like, oh, it's a third world country. When we have no idea what that means, we just throw terms out like there. What did I
Like
say?
there,
We just throw terms out like that, just here and there, just like, oh, that's a
that's
third world country. Is
horrible.
Canada a third world country?
I don't know. They've got weed is legal there, so I would consider it a first world country.
So if we're going to talk about third world countries, let's first talk about, before we talk about the spare tire, let's talk about the other two tires. Let's talk about the first world country and the second world country. And this came after World War II. So a first world country are your allies. So this is
Look at
everybody
that.
after World War II
So all the
that was
winners.
on the side, technically, on the side of the US and NATO. So these are the allies, generally aligned with NATO and the US, and it is North America, so Canada and Mexico were included. It's also most of the UK, so the
Hmm.
Western Europe. So you got Britain. It's also South Korea. This is
Hey,
yep. This is also Japan,
Japan has
and
it going on.
Australia.
They do too. Good day, mate.
Also considered first world were a lot of regions in South Africa that were considered part of or aligned with either US or Spain, because they were all part of this first world. So a lot of those countries, because of their alignment in the first world versus second world, were part of the first world. Now, second world
Mm.
was your USSR. So you're
Oh
looking
yeah,
at the previous Soviet Union,
Russia.
um, the communist bloc. So this is Soviet socialist republics. This is Eastern and Central Europe. This was
Hmm.
Poland. This is Czechoslovakia. This is Germany. This is North Korea. This is also China and Mongolia. And anybody who aligned with that side of the world conflict leading into the Cold War. So we
All
only
those
had
countries got
first
hot
and
women.
second world. That was the only definition that's ever technically been out there. So where did third world come from?
Those are the people who didn't care about the fight and didn't get the memo and didn't uh like decide to like join it, and they were just like, we don't care. Um, you know, we got a
Yeah.
second. We got a second welder.
Yep. They were. Yeah, we got a second worlder.
We got a second
So
welder.
they were not picked for the dodgeball game.
I don't know which world I came from. Of course not. Anyway,
So that's your first and second world. So third worlds is going to be everybody else, everybody who wasn't part of the Allies and wasn't part of the communist bloc.
I'm a third
It's
world
your
country.
right, just everybody else. We're neutral. We're not going to participate. So that's somebody who never joined either side of it. Now, why did they not join?
Cause we ain't want to have that beef. We out here peaceful people and stuff. Trade side.
Or,
We ain't had no money.
and if you don't have money, you're not a
Can't.
developed country.
Yep.
You don't get to play in the war games.
It sounds sad.
Okay. So them not being invited to the dodgeball game, to the war games with the Allies versus the Soviets and friends, um, put them in this weird box of third world countries. It was never a formally defined thing. It just meant that they weren't part of one side or the other. They were out of it for whatever reason, whether they were a fully functional country with governments and taxes and corruption like everybody else. They may have even had an army that they didn't want to use, or it was a smaller developing country that wasn't able to participate even if they wanted to.
Mm. That's all I know. I'm from a third world country, baby. Yeah, that's what the map
So
says. This is very interesting. Wow. Look at this. Saudi Arabia is a third world country. Can you imagine
sure.
that? And they
Yeah.
have shit tons of money.
Well, if so, we don't define third world and first world anymore. It's a term that's just carrying over from that obviously we use. Like how often are
Really?
we? Yeah, because if we there's a world war now, where's everybody going to be? For example, what's Ukraine fighting back against Russia right now? What is Ukraine? First world, second world, or third world?
According to the map, they would be a second world country.
Third world country. They were not part of it.
W- Are they? Because, like, according to the map, they're not part of it.
According to my research, they were not part of the original first versus second world, so that they were underdeveloped and they weren't there yet. So you look at this country that's got a government, got sponsorship, is going to war against a technical second world. I guess technically Russia's
Mm.
not a second world country because it's no longer the Soviet Union, but they're going to war. They're participating. They're now in the game, even though they are technically a third world country.
Heck yeah, Chernobyl in this bitch. Um, well, that that's interesting. So we don't even care about third world countries no more. So President Dump got us all excited
Well,
about
so what's a fourth world country? It exists.
apparently
The term exists.
apparently it's this place where these guys are shooting arrows at this drone. Uh, they definitely don't have internet.
Like we're talking about 5G, we're talking
Yep.
about high speed, and then we've got no internet, and then we got people that never heard of the
They never
internet.
heard it. They don't even know
That's
that
how
the
we
rest of the
define
world.
first, second, third, and fourth.
It's
That's it.
like, what is a car? Never saw that before.
Who
Like,
is she?
who is this? What is this giant bug buzzing over my hut?
I'm
I'm
gonna
about to
throw a
shoot
stick
it.
at it.
Yeah, that's it. This watch your dad kill this bug, son.
Okay, do it.
Learn
Do it,
something.
Dad. You didn't kill the
Fourth world.
bug, Dad.
I think the fourth world would be like people who live in the Amazon basin, in the Amazon jungle, like the people who like they've never seen outside
Yeah,
humans, and then white people come and like give them like malaria and shit, and ruin their life and give them internet.
spot on. That's the actual definition of it. Might
There
be
you
an
go.
urban dictionary definition of it, but that's the yes. Yep.
Hey,
So there
trace
are
line.
four first, second, third, fourth world countries. They're defined based on war, based on participation in war, and based on I have no idea that these other countries are even in the war.
There was a war.
So
Does
just remember that just because you call something third world does not mean that it is necessarily poor. Typically, the politically correct way to say it now is that you say these are developing countries, and most of the second world alliance is no longer. Yeah.
makes sense.
Mm-hmm. You
I
don't
heard
see
y'all.
what I see every day with Omie-D.
No, you don't see. Yeah, that's what. Man, you went right back to that good old '90s. Every day with Omie-D. Oh, is it over?
Only if you want it to be. You're in charge here.
Oh,
You
hold on.
put me. Where are you going? You
There
going
we
back to
go.
the whiskey tango foxtrot?
Roger,
Romeo,
Romeo,
Oscar,
Oscar,
Golf,
Golf,
Echo,
Echo,
Romeo.
Romeo. Check.
That was a good episode too. Go back and watch Whiskey Tango Foxtrot if you want to see about the origin of the alphanumeric codes and language. But of course, this is all about third world countries and how it's stupid we sound to say that's a first world problem.
I'm kind of sad now
Why?
because there's no such thing as a third world country.
There's totally such thing. It's just no. So how about this? Nobody self-identifies as a third world country.
That makes sense. That makes me feel a lot better about what we have going on in this world because that's pretty much where I wanted to just go. Nobody self identifies as a third world country.
Yeah,
You can be
basically,
whatever kind of fucking country you want. First world country, -1 country, absolute zero fucking country. You don't let anybody define what kind of fucking country you are. Sorry.
break the ice and put some butter on it.
That's it. Look, and on that note, everybody, there's some kind of song that I play to get us out of here. I don't know which one
The
it is. This it?
intro, I think you played the intro for us
I
to
did
leave.
it before. Let's don't play that one again.
DJ Omie-D.